Hey guys, Keith here, Ramshackle Homestead and Survival, and today we're going to be doing a little moisture test of some greasy knees or cow's knees, as they were historically called, with a flintlock. We couldn't have picked a better day. It's trying to rain, snow, sleet, all of the above. A great day to find out what works and what doesn't work as far as keeping your powder dry. Now your top knot, that's entirely up to you. But I just want to show you a little bit about how I do it. I'm not saying it's the end all be all. It's what's worked for me in the past. I've got about 30 years of black powder experience at this point, and about the last 10 or 12 of it almost exclusively with flintlocks. So stay tuned. Maybe we can help you out. Maybe we can ease that learning curve when it's soggy outside and you're hunting with these old things. As always, hey, we thank you for watching. And please hit that like, subscribe button, and tell all your weird friends about us. Thanks. All right, so greasy knee or a cow's knee is nothing more than what it implies. This is just a piece of brain tan leather that I cut to shape. It ties on in the front, around your barrel, in the back. I like to leave mine loose because if I'm hunting with it, I can just undo this back, flip it over, that falls away, and it doesn't impede my sight plane any at all. And it does a fair job of keeping the powder in your pan dry. Another trick I like to do as well, even with that on there, if I have this wax coat on, I tuck it underneath my armpit, and I've got a big habit of doing that no matter what the weather's like. Even like your frock, you can tuck it up good and tight. Not only does the heat in your armpit help to keep your powder dry, but you're also under several layers, and that will help keep your powder dry as well. So this is how on wet days I like to operate walking around in the woods. Tucked up under, greasy knee, and a layer or two of my own clothing. Body heat as well as the shelter off your clothing, working all together to keep your powder dry. A really cool way to make a greasy knee is to literally just take a doe or buck's knee, skin it out, add 2 wings on each side. As you can see, we bark tanned this one on the inside, and that is where it traditionally, I believe, got its name from, because it was an actual knee, and it is pretty well made to fit right over your lock. This one's a little on the small side, but a bigger buck knee because this is such a big lock on this musket. But this works great for my rifle, and you just have to play around with the size to see what fits your gun. But yeah, it's nothing more than just skinning the hock out on the back, splitting it down the middle, and you can always take a little out, sew it up, give it that nice angle where it rides over your lock right. But either one, either a piece of good waxed, and I've waxed and bear greased this brain tan, but either one will work, serve the same purpose, all personal preference. That's about all it is. Watched a video recently of a well-known hunter hunting in the snow, flintlock hunting, I think it was Pennsylvania, and you know, have a lot of ignition problems, they say, One thing I think has to do with a lot of wet weather ignition problems and ignition problems in general is the quality of the lock. If you'll look, this lock, I don't know if you can see that little rim right there around it. Some people call that a rain edge, a drip edge. I've heard it called a waterproof lock, which there is no waterproof lock. But if you look at your lock, if it has that lip around the pan, and this, the way the frizzen is built, it kind of gets down in there, and it's a lip and ring seal. And on a quality lock, that will definitely help keep the moisture out. And nothing's going to prevent moisture 100%, but I feel like personally, in my experience, the better the lock, the better the moisture preventative. And I mean, there's just so many things that go along with ignition that's another video on how well made and how high of a quality your lock is. What I'm gonna do a lot of, probably every 10 or 15 minutes as I'm sitting in the woods on a rainy day too, I'm gonna pull this back. I'm gonna go ahead, push the frizzen open, empty my pan out, take my frock, wipe that out real good, dry it. I like to pick it. Like I said, keep it as dry as possible. And then I'm gonna reprime about every 15 minutes. And that'll keep any moisture from wicking through your touch hole. Well, not any moisture, but it will help prevent moisture from wicking through your touch hole and keep a fresh prime. I think a lot of us keep candles in our kit, and I have seen people take candle wax and drip it around the edge of this pan here to seal this pan up. My personal experience, it doesn't work that great. One thing it does, it doesn't completely seal your pan off, in my experience. Results may vary, of course. And it still allows, moisture is a demon of black powder, and it's going to creep in every crevice and every cranny it can get. And there's a good possibility, if you don't have a strong spring, don't know this for a fact, but I would think that it would slow your frizzen opening up down, maybe delaying your shot a little bit. That's speculation. Something I need to look into. But I would go with the method of just, like I said, keeping it under cover and keep changing that prime every 10 or 15 minutes, depending on the conditions and what you feel right with in the moment. And stay away from the candle wax, because once you start getting out in there, I just can't see any good coming of it, and I cannot see it completely sealing water out. I just don't think it would be nearly as effective as what I generally do. That's about all I've got on that subject. There's definitely a different million variations you can do to keep your powder dry. It's what I do, it's what's worked for me in the past. If you have some other ideas, please share it with us in the comments. We're always open to new things. And as always, please tell your friends about us and hit that like and subscribe button. See you next time.